Hi, Dave Roscoe here. Normally, I'm the voice of reason when it comes to the Pi Network. There's a lot of angry people out there, a lot of confusion, and I try with these videos to explain what's going on and to ease the confusion and to bring the temperature in the room down with respect to all of the anger that's directed at the Pi Network and the Pi Core team. Well, today I'm going to join the masses in expressing my anger over what's going on right now. Don't get me wrong, I still believe in the Pi Network and the vision of the Pi Core team, but I've gone down a rabbit hole that is really driving me nuts, and there's no answers to be found. I'm going to explain what's going on. If you've been following my videos, you probably kind of already know where this is going. So before I get going, all you angry people with the Pi Network, the Pi Core team, feel free to vent your anger in my comments. Now, I'm not going to respond to them. I'm not going to try to fix them, but I want your anger shown in the comments. If the Pi Core team sees this video, which I doubt they will, but if they do, they need to know. When you have people who are actively supporting your project publicly on social media, then it can go both ways and it can turn. And that force for good can become a negative force against you really quickly. And we might be approaching that point. Anyway, it is Sunday, March 23rd. And I'll go over a little bit of the metrics that I talked about in a previous video. The current circulating supply is 6.763 billion Pi coins. 1.692 billion of those coins are unlocked and available to be spent, traded, or transferred. 5.071 billion Pi coins are locked up and can't be used for anything. The market volume of Pi USDT on the 10 largest exchanges was, or is, as of this video, $177 million. That's down almost 70% from the last 24 hours. And only 10% of the circulating liquid Pi, which is the 1.692 billion total, is being actively traded in the last 24 hours, which is down from around 42% yesterday. Here is the source of my problem. Once again, the total circulating supply of Pi coin is down more than 10 million. Now, I spent quite a bit of time yesterday researching this, and I have no clear answers. Some have suggested staking, which in the Pi network is not really a thing, but there's something like it. If you have unlocked Pi, you can voluntarily choose to re-lock it. And that's kind of like staking, but not quite. However, when you do that, that number should go back to the locked migrated pool. It should not disappear, and I doubt it does. So in that case, it would have no impact on the circulating supply. I am now muted on 2 chat rooms within the app for quote unquote spamming, and I'm not getting any answers. How can it be spam? If I ask a question, nobody answers, I wait 20 minutes and ask again, and then get booted out and muted for spamming. Now, who knows when I'll get back in? 5 days, 7 days, who knows? Maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But how is that spamming? Is the fact that they don't or can't answer my question considered spamming? I was in a general chat room. I could ask about the weather if I want to. So why was I muted? Now, my guess is these moderators don't have a clue about the answer, but that's my point. There is no way whatsoever to get any real answers on the Pi Network and the Pi Core team. I can tell you what I know, but there's a limit to what I can know on any given day and on any given topic, because if there's no information out there, I can't find it. I can't distill it. I can't interpret it. I can't do anything. I'm left with no answers. Over the last week, more than 300 million Pi have left circulation, according to their own numbers. It's visible right there on the Pi Blockchain Explorer. And if you've been following it for the week like I have, you've noticed the drop. And some have commented on it, and everyone's brushing it off like it's no big deal. Now, there's been talk about the fact that they're clawing back migrations because of this security issue where people have had their wallet addresses changed. And I get that. But here's a problem with that. In order for that to have any impact on the circulating supply, the locked migrated coin, the total that's on the Blockchain Explorer, would have to include migrations that are in the 14-day pending period. Now, that shouldn't be the case at all, because if it can go back into a user's wallet, then it shouldn't be part of the circulating supply calculation. In fact, I would argue that none of the locked migrated Pi should be counted as part of the circulating supply. And it's this circulating supply that's artificially inflating Pi's position on the global cryptocurrency rankings. I mean, we say they have almost 7 billion Pi. And when you take it at the current price of $1, that puts their market cap right up there among the big players. But in reality, less than 2 billion is actually in circulation, which would put us way down the list. So I'm not quite sure why we can get away. And I say we because I still consider myself part of the Pi network. I don't know how we can get away with including Pi that you can't do anything with, and in fact, might go away in some cases as part of our circulating supply for the purposes of market cap. That's just wrong. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And in any case, they should not count the pending Pi as part of their locked up migrated, because until the pending period's over, you're technically not migrated at all, apparently, because it can get pulled back at any time for any reason. It's kind of dodgy in my opinion. And for the most part, I'm a supporter of what they've done. And a lot of the anger, I think, is just due to misunderstandings and a lack of knowledge. But in this case, I'm the one with the lack of knowledge. And it's really aggravating me because I can't find the answers. And these are answers that should be known. I have an open message to the Pi Core team. You need to do better. And I mean a lot better. You need to improve transparency, and you need to dramatically improve your communication with the public. Hire a PR firm if you're too awkward to speak publicly or you're too busy. Okay? Hire people whose job it is to disseminate information to the public. This cannot continue. Otherwise, everything people are saying about you is justified. Do better. We built you. Without us, you would not exist. We deserve better. Now, I'd normally say the success of Pi Network begins with you. And to this point, the success of Pi Network is us. Without us, they don't exist. Tomorrow, I'll come off my branch. Maybe. I don't know. This isn't what I originally wanted to talk about today. Events of this morning, as I was trying to prepare for this show, just really got my blood boiling, and I decided I was going to vent. If you're hearing this and you're getting worried about Pi Network, don't be worried. I'm sure there's an explanation, and the most likely explanation is that the 14-day pending period is being included in the locked migrated Pi, and it shouldn't be, because it's not guaranteed to make it onto the mainnet blockchain. The fact that the locked migrated Pi is included in the market cap determination as part of the circulating supply is questionable. And I'm not sure why that's allowed. We should not be seeing the circulating supply diminishing. Cryptocurrency and blockchain coins don't just disappear. Now, supposedly the Pi network does not burn coins, but even if they did, they would have specialized wallets. They're called burn wallets, where this coin would go, and we'd be able to track where they went and the fact that that happened. And I'm not seeing that. So please, if anybody who's listening to this has the information I'm looking for, post it in the comments because I really want answers. And I'm not sure I can continue supporting the Pi network without them. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't worry. I'm not suddenly saying Pi network's a scam. It's not. It's just something that is really a mystery, and it has just blown up in my frame of importance over the last 24 hours, and I want answers. So I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, peace.